Let's head to Hume footy and the excitement of this season and last week's round 3 matches. I'll tell you, this is a big year post-COVID, and Phil Bouffler is the president, taking on the role, and he's out there with his olive grove. I think he's not just farming, he's growing olives, he's just doing everything at the moment. Is Phil. G'day, Phil, how are you?
Morning, Wayne. Just finished brining my olives. So it's a farmer, jack of all trades, master of none. So anyway,
I tell you what. So brining olives, you sort of have to add a bit of vinegar into it, or how do you sort of then do you have to put them into a preserver, or how do you do that?
well, it's a learning process, Wayne. So I've soaked them for 3 days to start with. So they've got to be sort of purple and soft a bit to start with. So you've got to soak them in just fresh water, change that each day for 3 days.
Yep.
Then I'll put a little slit in mine. So then I just put, for a litre of water, you put in 100 grams of salt. So then you've got to keep them in this brine, and you change it weekly. And maybe 3 months' time, you'll get some beautiful olives. And after that, you can put them into a jar and add a bit of chilli or rosemary or garlic or whatever you want to add to it. And, and hopefully 3 months' time, we'll be singing ragtime.
Oh, I tell you what, cooking spot here on Flow FM with Phil Bouffler. No more Hume football to talk about. We'll just talk about that, Phil. That's fantastic.
I fancy myself as a bit of a chef, so anyway, don't get me started on food.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the Maggie beer of the Flow FM network. Hey, look, let's go to what was a magnificent performance. But I'm going to start in the reserves. What about this performance down with the CDHBU, the Kareen boys, 27-14, beat the Murray Magpies in a game 3-3. But what about Bradley Lewis? He's put 13 big snags through, and he's playing in the twos.
Mate, unprecedented. 13 goals in the seconds. It's got to be some sort of world record. Just to put this in some sort of perspective, my young fella had a year in the seconds a few years, probably 5 or 6 years ago at Lockhart, and he won the goal kicking for the year with 11. Came through 9.
Oh, gee, that's fantastic. Well, what about the seniors? CDHBU have beat the Magpies, and I know that you've actually talked the Magpies up. They came home with a wet sail in the last quarter, and they nearly snatched this from the Power, 7-12-54 to 7-11-53. What happened down there?
Mate, they've come home with a blooming, I don't know what's happened in the last quarter, but they've just come home really well. I was speaking to the Magpies president during the week, and they were a little bit disappointed. They thought they could have got round them in the last quarter, but it's really good. And I've said this several times, like the Murray Magpies haven't won a game for a couple of years, but they're trying very hard. I saw them play a couple of weeks ago against the BB Saints, and they battled all day. And I said it's only a matter of time before they win a game. So to get that close to a very good side was a very, very good effort.
No, wasn't it? And Osborne, another good effort from them, another win, 13-12 to Ginger at 9-3. Gee, Osborne know how to win in the tight ones. This way, they throw a fair bit at them, Ginger of the Bulldogs, but the Tigers had too much class for them.
Like they just go up a couple of gears at half-time and off they go. So Osborne at Osborne is probably one of the hardest games in country football going out to Ostrich Park. So, they just keep ticking along. And they've got a couple of young blokes coming through the ranks again, so they just keep turning over these young people. So, credit to them, and they're playing well. They
are. Herzig and Wardy are spurted 4 apiece as the Ramwell Bundry Waller Giants got 18-16 to Lockhart 7-5.
Mate, I was at that game, so the Giants played well, but Lockhart played well. I mean, they battled on. They had a few injuries. They were a little bit short-staffed on the bench. Didn't have a second side for a couple of reasons. So, once again, they're a bit like the Magpies. They're battling. But, every bloke out there tried. And I said to the coach after the game, mate, you've got to be really satisfied with this. They've got some really good young players. And, if they get 12 months to gel together, they'll have a good side next year.
Well, yeah, they will. Well, at the Billabong Crows, what was a great start to the season. And they went over to Calcan, and it was awful for them. They had some COVID in the camp, I think. But 2017 to the Lions over the Crows, 6-2.
Mate, Colcan have fit their straps, so they've had a great game. But the Crows, up and down a little bit, played well the week before. Then, it's a fair hike over to Colcan, but, they'd be disappointed. So I think they'll be pretty pumped up about this week.
Match of the round was Holbrook 11-9 to Howlong 11-6 in an absolute beauty down at Spider Park.
Mate, that was a great game by Howlong. They played well, but once again, Holbrook just got through by the skin of their teeth. Two good sides. Holbrook are playing well, and Howlong are improving. So I think Holbrook's got the big opening of their new shed complex on the weekend. So good luck to them. That's a great thing they're doing over there. So that was a good game, very close game.
Real good football too played between the Brock Burham Saints kicking 15-11, but they weren't to be denied. Henty kicked 9-8, but the three-quarter time score had Brock Burham just ahead at 10-7 to 9-6. So Henty can take something out of this game.
Yeah, they all can. Everyone's trying. Henty played well again, battled on. It's just he's only got to be off your game a little bit, Wayne, these days, and anyone could win. So it's a very quite an even league in a lot of respects, even though the scoreboard often doesn't reflect that. But there's not a lot in some of these sides. As you saw with the Murray Magpies, they were a point away from beating a very good side in CDHBU.
They certainly were. Okay, everyone is talking about it. All roads lead to Urana. It is the big one where Dane Swan, the former Brownlow medalist and Collingwood great, comes out and plays with the Billabong Crows. I've got to tell you, there's going to be a big crowd for this, and the build-up has been magnificent.
Oh, it's been a great build-up, and credit to the Crows for getting Dane Swan organised and getting Ricky Nixon up. I think they've had a lot of interest in the function after the game. But it'll be a huge crowd, really will. He's a good fella. He came up to a Lockhart function probably 10 years ago with Daisy Thomas. They were just great, these people. They were just the best people to talk to. Nothing was a problem. They were just really good people. And to come out to leagues like this and do this sort of thing, it's just a credit to them, really. I mean, they could just sit at home and not do too much and have a nice old life, but they're happy to go out, and it's fantastic.
No, it is great stuff. Can the Crows with Swan playing, I think off a half-back flank, but is he going to add enough bite around the ball and a bit of class to beat the CDHBU in this game, in the real grudge match between Kareen and Oaklands?
I don't think the weather's going to be, it might be a bit cooler tomorrow, maybe a chance for a bit of rain, but I don't know whether that'll make any difference. It's a bit funny, these ones, because often these blokes come in and people are a bit nervous playing with him, and so you just don't know how people are going to react. They'll either lift and play like a house on fire, or maybe just think, better not get out of Swanee's way type thing. So it'll be really fascinating to see. CDHBU, they'll be a bit smarting after last week. They only got pipped at the post by the Magpies, so they'll come out firing on all cylinders. So I think it's just going to be a great day. It's just a great day for the Hume League, and it's just a great day for regional football. So if you're poking around, you've got nothing on, I'd advise you to get to Urana, because it's going to be a great day, and they're very, very good hosts, the Crows, so it'll be a great day.
Oh, well, fantastic. I'm going to tip the Crows for a win. What about the other matches? A lot of really close games. Brock Burham and Calcan. This is a real rivals match here too. And, Brock Burham Saints are in good form right now, but Calcan's win last week was impressive.
It was a good win, so we'll have to see how Cole can go against probably a little bit better side than they played last week. So, but I think at home, the Brock Burham Saints, they're playing pretty good football, and I think they'll get over the line. Wilson, Matt Sider, all those people like that, the usual suspects are playing well, and when those blokes play well, they seem to play well.
Wardius needs to kick a bag if Ramwell, Bunbury, Waller are to get over Holbrook up at Holbrook. I've tipped the Hoppers, the Brookers up there.
I think Holbrook will win, but he's a very good player, that young Wardius. He's just like a drink of water. He's as thin as a pike, but geez, I've got a leap on him, and he's a very good kick. So he's a very good young player. But I just think they'll be too strong, Holbrook.
All right, the next three games, I think we can pick the winner, albeit Osborne over Howlong. Howlong have been in reasonable form, but I don't think they'll get the points when you have to travel to the Ostrich Park.
Well, as I said before, Wayne, it's a big trip going to Osborne at the best of times. So when they're playing well, they've got their tail up. They're just sort of pretty much cruising at the moment. So I'm thinking they can find a gear when it's required. And I think they'll be a little bit too strong for Howlong, but I think Howlong will go pretty well.
Okay, Henty, this is their opportunity at home. They haven't been too bad. Last week played 3 good quarters against one of the highly rated sides. Murray Magpies have found some form, but I think Henty will get their first win at home.
I think they might. It'll be very interesting, But as I said, Murray Magpies are not far away from a win. They played really well 2 weeks ago against the BB Saints, when they were up nearly leading at quarter time and kicking against a huge wind. And they've just really got a good young side. They've got a couple of very good players in there. So I think this will be probably the closest game of the round, truthfully. And but I think Henty could prevail at home.
All right, Gindera play Lockhart, and this is down at Gindera. I think the Bulldogs will be too strong for a battling Lockhart side.
I think you're right, Wayne. So Lockhart will be trying. But I just think at home, Gindera will be far too strong. Very
strong now, Phil. I know you've got so much farming to do, but I better let you get back to the olives and the cooking, and we'll look forward to your next week's program about the latest in cooking around the Hume.
Thank you very much, Wayne.
Talk to you next time, Phil.
Right, mate. Thank you.